Oh my gosh, that's so much better.
Good morning, coming to you live from the Robeson American Center. My name is Latoya West Blackwood, and I'm your host for today. We are celebrating Girls in ICT Day today, April 28th, 2022, and it is my pleasure to have all of you joining us virtually. Now, today's program is going to be filled with lots of information and excitement. I'm personally very inspired and motivated by the work of STEAMHouse and what they're about to do today. So let's get straight into it. So, welcome to all of you. And just to put things into context, I'm going to give you a bit of a background about what our program is about today. So, as I said, today is Girls in ICT Day, celebrated around the world. And this year's theme is access and safety, two things that are very important, as we all know, particularly access. And so today, our virtual launch is actually the precursor to a series of workshops and other events that are going to be engaging girls from grades 9 to 13 in key digital skills that they not only need to survive and thrive, but to really make their mark and impact in the world. And so this event by STEAMHouse today, they're going to be sharing more about their partnership. They have been doing this for 3 years, but this year they have formed a special partnership with some key stakeholders to include the Jamaica Library Service, which will on next be hosting their first in-person workshop at the Tom Redcom Library. And we're going to be sharing the registration link for that. It's open to schools and to individuals to sign up. They are aiming to get 500 girls on board. I think that's massive. And, we're really hoping that everybody will take advantage of this opportunity. So, a little bit about the CreatHER series, which is being launched today. It's a yearly feature in the STEAMHouse calendar. And this year, their partnership with the Jamaica Library Service will allow them throughout the month of May in programming in library spaces. They're going to be doing some technical workshops around programming, digital design, machine learning, IT showcases, as well as mentorship sessions. A lot of us will understand that sometimes, apart from learning the key skills, having someone who is knowledgeable, experienced to guide you along the way is actually very, very critical to success. So it's about blending the knowledge with access in that way. And so the month-long activities will actually culminate with a virtual hackathon for girls in grade 9 to 13. Some of the key partners to mention, there will be iCreate, which will be supporting by way of certification. We all know how important certification is in this world right now. There's going to be Spectrum, tTech, and of course, our host this morning, the Robeson American Center. They will all be coming on board with a range of different activities to include programming, internships. So not only will our girls be getting the knowledge, but they'll be getting opportunities, access, right, in a real way. And so it's my pleasure, as I said, on this day to again welcome you to the launch of this CreatHER series. It's a United Nations initiative in terms of Girls ICT Day. So what we're doing here today is not just limited to Jamaica in terms of relevance. It is a day that's celebrated around the world. It's my pleasure now to just invite Mrs. Kadian Smith Newton, the Principal Director, ICT at Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology, to join us on stage, virtually of course, to deliver her remarks on this occasion. Welcome, Mrs. Smith Newton.
Good afternoon, still morning. Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here. I would like to first greet you, the host, Mrs. Blackwood, as well as all of the dignitaries who are present, and of course, the girls who are going to be impacted by all of what will happen. So, first of all, let me say happy Girls in ICT Day. Really, really happy. It's a pleasure for me as a girl in ICT to join in today's festivities, as well as to bring greetings on behalf of the Ministry of Science, Energy, and Technology. The CreatHER Series is an initiative that the ministry is honored to be a part of, as it provides an opportunity for young girls to access technology skills, training, and mentorship, as you would have heard earlier, in preparation for a bright future in ICT. As the ministry is mandated to secure the digital future of all Jamaicans, initiatives of this nature are well received as they foster inclusivity and contribute to the preparation of our citizens to be active and responsible users of technology. The ministry is indeed, encouraged by the offerings of this initiative, and therefore we commend the organizers for their vision as well as the sponsors. And I notice a lot of sponsors behind you, to include the Jamaica Library Service, Spectrum Management Authority, tTech, I also noticed as well behind you in the banner. All our sponsors, we in fact commend you for providing and lending your support to this initiative. You can appreciate that the ministry will be particularly excited because, in fact, we are a ministry of girls in ICT. Our permanent secretary, Mrs. Carol Palmer, who's unable to be here with us this morning, is the permanent secretary, of the technology ministry, and she's therefore a lady in ICT. The chief technical director of the Information and Communications Technology Division is a woman, and she is a girl in ICT. Yours truly. I'm the principal director in the ICT division, and of course, I'm a girl in ICT. The acting chief executive officer of eGov Jamaica Limited is a woman, and so she's a woman in ICT as well. And it's no secret that the managing director of the Spectrum Management Authority is also female and thus a girl in ICT. And how could we leave out the newly appointed information commissioner? She's a woman and thus a girl in ICT. So whether it's information technology, spectrum, telecommunication, or communications, girls are in ICT. And for this, we are completely excited. So as today and the days ahead, we create her. That is, we create that girl, you, a girl in ICT. I would like to thank you, that is a CreatHER Series, for inviting the ministry to be a part of this truly revolutionary initiative. We look forward to all the gains which will come from its implementation, as well as the other ways in which the ministry can lend or support. I thank you.
Was indeed a well delivered greeting from Mrs. Smith Newton. Very happy to learn that Jamaica, as usual, is leading the way in the Caribbean. Was indeed a well delivered greeting from Mrs. Smith Newton. Right. We're happy to know that Jamaica is, in fact, as usual, leading in the Caribbean and perhaps in the world, we'll look about with Talawa, in terms of having girls in ICT at the national level at least. And with this project, we're hoping that at the level of students and the next generation to bring, the work forward, that we will have more girls and women in ICT. And so now it gives me great pleasure, not just as the host today, but from a US alumni standpoint, US Exchange alumni, to welcome a phenomenal woman, girl in ICT, who has been not only passionate about this from a personal level, but has made it her mission to empower as many women and girls as possible on this path of science and technology and converting impact at a community level, at a personal level, at a national level, regional level, through her work with STEAMHouse. And so it is my extreme pleasure, delight, all the positive words you can think of, to invite Miss Godiva Golding, CEO and founder of STEAMHouse Network, and she'll tell you all about what they do, to come and tell us about her work and to deliver the main message for today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's launch of the CreatHER Girls in ICT series. This has been a staple for STEAMHouse for the past 3 years, and I'm very proud to say that we have been able to do this consistently, even through the pandemic. We have made it our mission to ensure that girls from grades 3 right to grades 13 are able to access resources and the technical skills that they would need to thrive in this fast and ever evolving world of the 21st century. The CreatHER Series is very special to us because of what it means, not just in terms of the mission of STEAMHouse, but what it means in terms of building a community and also propping up and making sure that girls know that they have a genuine space when it comes to STEAM, when it comes to ICT, and they themselves can become creators. In the 3 years that we have been conducting the CreatHER series, we've seen quite a few applications coming out of the series that have made our ladies proud of themselves and also empowered to understand what their true capabilities may be. We are very delighted to know that at this juncture, not only are we passing on technical skills, but again, we are building lifelong learning skills. The partnership that we have embarked on with the Jamaica Library Service throughout the month of May to conduct these workshops is an extension of lifelong learning. The Jamaica Library Service plays a critical role in not just enabling young people, but supporting the standard or core curriculum. And so, with out of school activities like this, we're able to not only go ahead and create community, but create skill sets that will propel our young ladies into the future. It's often said that 1 in 10 women will be found in an engineering or ICT class, but by the time they get to the workforce, they start to have strong attrition rates. And that is technically because of the support that is available, again, with the community. We're very proud to have brought on not just the Jamaica Library Service as a partner in providing community level access to technical skills, but also we are creating a community of mentors, of supporters who are prepared not to just give off their time, but give off their access, give off their resources, so we can continue to create safe spaces for girls in ICT, safe spaces where they know that they belong, safe spaces where they can thrive and contribute to the future development and growth of Jamaica. So, with that said, thank you to all our partners. Just to name a few, first of all, the Jamaica Library Service. We really appreciate your support. At STEAMHouse, our core function has always been the business of impact, and we thrive in doing impact through the teaching of science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We're very delighted to know that you have come on this time to allow us to go ahead and bring the out of school experience to even more students in your network. I also want to thank the iCreate team for the professional certifications that they have committed to our ladies as they thrive in this virtual world, as they participate in workshops, and also with our virtual hackathon. Also to mention, we have our tTech ladies who are very, very excited about coming on board because they understand the value of mentorship. I also want to thank Spectrum Management Authority and last but not least, the StarApple AI team. They have consistently supported us and supported ladies in ICT so that they can continue to gather machine learning skills to allow them to thrive and create applications that not just change lives, but also change the future and the trajectory of our young ladies. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those remarks. And that message is indeed important. And I know that the thanks was delivered before, but I again want to just, emphasize the importance of companies, public-private partnership in terms of advancing some of the things we have to deal with in society. So, thanks to infinity to all of the different stakeholders who have come on board to support this very, very timely and important initiative. And so moving along with our program, we have heard from Mrs. Smith Newton from the standpoint of the Ministry of Science, Science, Energy and Technology. We've heard from Godiva in terms of the STEAMHouse element. And now we are actually going to move to a video message from International Telecommunications Union. Let's hear from them.
This Girls in ICT Day, we've chosen the theme Access and Safety as part of efforts to promote a world in which every girl and every woman feels safe and empowered to take part online and to tap into the rich opportunities that digital technologies can offer their studies and their careers. Our world has never been more digital. We need to inspire women and girls to step up and become designers, creators, and leaders in this fast evolving field so that we build a gender equitable digital future that meets everybody's needs. But we'll never realize that dream of digital gender equality until the internet is a safe space for all. At ITU, we recently surveyed more than 100 girls from around the world, and shockingly, fewer than 1 in 10 said she felt fully equipped to stay safe online. That's not acceptable. This year, let's use Girls on ICT Day to step up efforts to turn this around. Women and girls will never enjoy the full and free digital access that enables them to harness technology to change their lives and the world if they do not feel safe online. I want our 193 member states, our UN sister agencies, our private sector partners, and our civil society community to come together to commit to more effective actions to protect all users from online aggression and threats. Engaging with young women who have faced these challenges and partnering with them to co-develop solutions is one important step. We need their critical and innovative thinking and their firsthand experience to help ensure that tomorrow's internet is a safe space for all. So this Girls on ICT Day, let's work together to ensure that every girl and every woman, everywhere, gets her chance to use digital technologies to flourish, achieve her dreams, and be her best self.
Again, we have been given a powerful message and a call to action in terms of, we can't just be looking at equality in the physical space and thinking that if we're not deliberate about ensuring that it flows over to the digital space, that it will happen. And so again, this initiative is all about looking at equality from all perspectives, delivering the tools and access that our girls and women need for equality right across the board. And so we want to thank the International Telecommunications Union for that call to action, for that message. And so now we're at the point in our program where another partner, who is our host this morning, the Robeson American Center, led by Dr. Jody Jones, will be giving us a CreatHER mini challenge. Now, Dr. Jones is perhaps a leading example in terms of a woman in ICT who has not only made it her personal passion, but has sought to support several initiatives and programs that will help girls and the upcoming generation to have access, to be safe, and to be enabled to have the tools that they need to thrive. And so we're now going to go over to her to see what excitement she has for this CreatHER mini challenge.
All right. Thank you, Latoya. And thank you, STEAMHouse, for inviting the Robeson American Center to share in this momentous occasion with you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Girls in ICT Day event. My name is Jody. I work in the Public Affairs section at the U.S. Embassy, Kingston. I coordinate the Robeson American Center's programs and activities, and I'm also the Education USA advisor here. Next slide, please. All right. So, we are passionate about education here. In fact, one of the programs we offer, as I just mentioned, is Education USA. So, Education USA helps international students with the process of applying to US colleges and universities. We understand that this process may seem overwhelming at first, but we are here to put your minds at ease and rest assured it is only 5 simple steps. So if you or a loved one is interested in studying the US, please get in touch with me. My contact information is all over these slides and I will share them with you after this presentation. So, in addition to Education USA, the Robeson American Center also has the Maker STEAM Club. The Maker STEAM Club facilitates the learning of robotics, digital design, and machine learning, which is the topic at hand today. So, in the public affairs section, we also offer a wide range of educational and cultural exchange programs for diverse age groups and educational interests. These include the Youth Ambassadors Program, the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, the Fulbright Graduate Student Program, the Fulbright LASPO program, the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship, and others. If you're interested in participating in any of our educational and exchange programs, please visit our website and you can scan all the QR codes you see on the screen. They're scannable, so you don't have to do any typing. So just scan the QR code and you will be directed to our website. There we go. All right. So moving ahead, what do all these buzzwords mean? So, machine learning, first of all, let me put it out there. Next slide, please. Machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning, all these terms are sometimes used interchangeably when you're reading the literature. So, here I am to set your mind at ease and to give you just a brief history of what these terms mean. So, first of all, so go to the slide with the Venn diagram, please. So, first of all, data science is an overarching field of study, right? So that's all you need to that's all you need to think in the back of your head when thinking about data science. Now, artificial intelligence is the art or the practice of using machines to mimic the cognitive functions of human beings. The term was coined by John McCarthy, an American computer scientist who introduced the term at the 1956 Dartmouth Conference. Machine learning is a group of statistical or predictive modeling techniques that is used to allow the machine to learn from structured data, or what we call training the data without user intervention. This term was coined by Arthur Samuel, also an American pioneer in the field of computer gaming and computer science, who developed the concepts and the field while working at IBM in the 1950s as well. And finally, deep learning. And if anyone is confused about deep learning and machine learning, the key difference to remember between these two, deep learning requires a lot more data, what we call big data, right? And this relies on several layers of neural networks in order to make predictions. This term was coined by British Canadian computer scientist Geoffrey Hinton while he was working as a professor at Carnegie Mellon University in Pennsylvania in the 1980s. He's now currently working at Google. He's often referred to as a godfather of AI because of his seminal work in neural networks. All right. So moving forward, why should you care about this? So according to the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, ITU estimates that approximately 4.9 billion people, or approximately 63% of the world's population, are using the internet, right? And they predicted this or estimated this in 2021. That's just a year ago. So that number more than likely is higher now. Data literally never sleeps, right? So let me just show you some more stats. Next slide, please. So we are literally living in a treasure trove of data, right? And in fact, according to, next slide, please. So according to the World Economic Forum, at the end of 2020, right, there were 44 zettabytes generated. Zettabytes. Now, I had to Google that, right? I'm keeping legit with you. A zettabyte is actually 1 trillion gigabytes, right? So if you can imagine, so we can't even conceive of the amount of data, big data that's around us, right? In addition to this, Statista predicted at the end of 2022, it was estimated that 4.95 billion people were connected to the internet. Another interesting stat, however, is that, and this was provided by UNESCO, just 30% of the global population, just 30% of those girls, 30% of those are girls that are studying in a STEM and ICT related field. All right. So they need us, right? So moving along, what could possibly explain this rapid advancement in data and this big data, the flourishing of this big data field? Quite simply, Moore's law. So Moore's law posits that while computing power exponentially increases, the cost associated with acquiring said technology decreases. Right? So because of this, there are three main driving factors, the three driving factors, right? And this is the magnitude of the data, right? The speed of the data, and also the methods of access, of innovating to get to transform this data and use it to generate insights so that we can make better decisions. So we have access to so much data, and what with that comes the need to understand it, manage it, and analyze it to achieve our specific business, research, social good outcomes. All right. So with that being said, moving forward, we will now get into what specifically is machine learning. Okay. So there's a couple slides ahead, please. So machine learning lies at the intersection of math and statistics, computer science, and domain or business knowledge. All right, so it all starts with a puzzle, right? What puzzle are you trying to solve? So machine learning is not just about making predictions, right? There are pre-existing fields that make predictions. Big hint, statistics, right? However, where machine learning departs from statistics, machine learning uses these outcomes from our predictions to inform future decision-making processes. So here's a quote by Arthur Samuel. So machine learning is a field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. So in other words, you don't have to write an if then else statement for every line or for every action that you want the computer to make. The computer can learn from your data and make predictions. So Lawrence Moroney of Google explains this best. So imagine traditional programming where you take rules and data, and from these two, you derive your answers. Machine learning flips this on its head, right? And instead gives the model or gives the computer the answers and the data. And from here, the machine creates rules. Now, these rules are what we see as predictions, right? So this allows machine learning application to perform tasks that almost look magical. So here are some examples of said magic, right? So we have chatbots, right? Everyone, I'm sure at some point in time has encountered one of these, right? We can do things such as fraud detection, which is very important in this world of digital money and where you online banking, right? You can also do sentiment analysis, right? Whether you like a product, don't like a product, right? We also have voice assistants such as Siri, Cortana, Google Voice, Alexa. And last but certainly not least, and of course, there are many more examples, but these are just some of the more popular ones. Machine learning is also used to recommend products, services, brands, right? And especially for my young people who watch a lot of YouTube, right? Every time you get that pop up that you should watch this or you may like this, that's machine learning at work for you. So if you're curious to learn more about this exciting field, I encourage you to join me next week, May 6th, next week, Friday, where I'll do a hands-on demonstration on how you can generate the best insights or the most insights from your data. We're going to do something cool, something fun. So if you are down, if this is something that piques your interest, follow me on social media. I have a slide here with my Twitter and LinkedIn. And you can also email me at jajones@educationusa.org. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of this event.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones, for all your work, for all the knowledge you have shared with us in a quick, presentation, and for what is to come on May 6th when you dive deeper into, more information and share more skills. Very, very appreciative of that. And also thank you and the embassy for hosting us here at the Robeson American Center this morning for the launch of the CreatHER series. We really thank you. And so just to recap, before we get to our big closing out activity today, just want to remind you of, for those who tuned in late, how our program has progressed. So we started out with a welcome, just reminding everybody that today, of course, is a big day, ICT Day, celebrating girls under the theme access and safety. Two very, very important topics and something that we should all consider on a personal level, in our workplaces, and for those of us who are in positions of power to ensure access and safety, to think about the actions that we are taking on a daily basis to support these things. Then we would have heard from Mrs. Kadian Smith Newton, who shared with us about, just the outlook from a government level on this topic and what they are doing and the example that they're setting in their own ministry that has so many wonderful women working in this area. Then we would have heard from Godiva Golding, who is the CEO and founder of STEAMHouse, again sharing that the CreatHER series, we're launching 2022 activities today, but of course this has been going on for 3 years now, and through the pandemic as well. So I really want to commend them for that resilience in just keeping things going, because we definitely need that at this time. And of course, we would have heard that message from the International Telecommunications Union talking about the very low levels. I think less than 1 in 10 women and girls feel safe, totally safe, and like they have full access in terms of their online activities. We have to definitely do something about that. In terms of gender equality, again, it's not just a physical space thing. We have to think about it in the digital realm and what we're actively doing to support access for all and equality. Then we would have just heard from Dr. Jody Jones, who leads here at the Robeson American Center, and she would have done the CreatHER mini challenge. She's also told us that she has something big in store for us on May 6th. You have her contact details. We'll ask the team to just point you to the places that we're gonna flash in on the screen, where we're gonna be after this. A registration link will be shared with you for the different workshops. And important to note, the workshops I'm talking about, not a town thing, right? It's going to be, the reach is going to be in different parishes. So we're going to start out in Kingston at the Tom Redcom Library for the first workshop, but the STEAMHouse team will be in 3 different parishes for the remainder of the series. So they're really serious about reaching out to people all across Jamaica. Remember their target, 500 girls. Next year, we hope they get funding to do 1,000, 2,000, right? So we're all about growing from strength to strength. And now we are going to move on to the closing main event, the climax of this very exciting, important initiative, and that will be the video launch of the CreatHER series. I want to thank you for joining us this morning here from the Robeson American Center. My name is Latoya West Blackwood, your host, and I hope you all have a brilliant day. Think about how you can participate in delivering access and safety for girls and women online. And it's now my pleasure to turn you over to the video launch of the CreatHER series. Yay! Thank you all.
Coding is a journey, and this is just the first leg. Our idea was to create a chatbot that persons who experience periods could ask period and sex-related questions. In essence, a period and sex education chatbot.
Song classifier. It will be used to help parents find out which songs on the internet are child-friendly or
I create, we create, we are both creators.